Georgia finally finished undefeated in SEC play for the first time since the 1980s. Is Georgia and Kirby Smart finally ready to make that next step? Is he finally ready to take that baton from his mentor, Nick Saban, and run with it? Stay tuned to find out. Boys and girls in Sportland, I am JPC, and I am your outlaw of college football. And you guys and gals are the home of the Common Joe and Common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. That's right. Now, getting right to it. Today I'd like to talk about Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. I've been a big critic of theirs for the past year and probably the past decade. But I think I saw something in Kirby. I saw something this past week in the press conference and how he approached the Charleston Southern press conference. A team that we all know Georgia's probably going to, if they wanted to, could probably beat by 70 or 80 points. But the way he handled that press conference and the questions that were asked, it showed me that he has come to an understanding of the little things. The little things that add up to the big things, and the big things that add up to the even more bigger things. The big step, the national championship of college football. And I think, like I said, I've been saying all year that Georgia's got to prove something to me. But I think the way he handled this press conference with Charleston Southern, basically telling everybody that, hey, these guys know what they're getting into. They know that their chances of winning are not very good, but they come in here because they want to compete. They love the game of football, and their love of football is no less than my players' love of football. Charleston Southern's football players love the game of football just as much as Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. These players, they deserve a chance to compete. They deserve a chance to be on a big stage, at least for just 1 week. And who knows, if it's that right day and it's that right shining moment, you might end up having an upset. An Appalachian State over Michigan, La Monroe over Alabama, Georgia State over Tennessee, Georgia Southern over Florida. It can happen, and it will happen from time to time. But if we make these games go away, that element of Cinderella and the innocence of college football that is and does make college football what college football is, it sadly will go away. Sometimes you have to have those things happen because things evolve. And basically, Kirby said that. He didn't really say that in so many words like I just did. He didn't say it verbatim. But that's what the man basically was getting at. And just to have that kind of response in response to Charleston Southern and just being genuine about it. Because in the past, I'll be honest with you, sometimes to me, Kirby would come across as disingenuous or like he was trying too hard to give the politically correct response. In this case, the way he handled the Charleston Southern questions to me shows me that Kirby understands that the little things in coaching add up to the big things and how you carry yourself and how you present yourself to your players and lead by example. And I think that it's going to lead. I'm an Alabama fan saying this. I think it's going to lead to Georgia finally making that final big step and getting back to the national championship table and being able to sit at the big table with the big boys and not feel irrelevant and lacking and having a national championship. But I not only think that Kirby will finally beat his mentor, Nick Saban, if they play him in the SEC championship game, which they likely will unless Alabama just collapses these last 2 weeks. I know that Jimbo Fisher did beat Nick Saban. He was the first so-called pupil to beat the mentor. But I think that's going to be, it may just be once, but I don't think it'll be the norm with Jimbo Fisher beating Nick Saban. If Kirby Smart gets this victory over Alabama in the SEC title game, I think that it will open the door for him to not only finally beat his mentor, but to take the baton from his mentor and to beat him more regularly and to maybe even start a new dynasty in the name of the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, they may not win 6 out of 12 national championships because that had never been done until Saban did it with Alabama. They may not do that, but I can see Kirby winning multiple national championships if he can just get over this one last hump. I can see him winning at least 3 or 4 national championships. And that's all I got to say about that. I really think that, like I said, I think Kirby's coming into his own. I think he's ready to take that baton. You guys and gals tell me what you think. You think Kirby's ready to take that next step? You think he's finally grown into that national championship coach mold? With that, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Subscriptions are always most important. Keep me up and going, keep me motivated. Get us closer to that 1,000 subscriber mark that I so dearly desire, so we can maybe have us a little tailgate party with my podcast partner and producer, Jonathan Lewis. By the way, he's got a great podcast called College Football with Jonathan Lewis, so check that out as well. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.